Mercedes fans rejoice, upgrades are on the way. It is around the 6th race of the season we usually see a plethora of upgrades for every car, as teams start the year-long battle of finding that extra tenth of a second over their rivals. With Mercedes changing their technical team a few weeks ago, and the incredible admission from Toto Wolff early in the season that they had made huge mistakes last season, this first big upgrade is the team's chance to prove that they've learned from those mistakes. Let's check it out. The upgrade in Imola won't be Mercedes' first upgrade of the season, but it will finish off the work done by the upgrades they brought to Baku. They had a new rear end plate, front and rear corner, as well as front suspension. The suspension is the most important part of the upgrades they had. Obviously, everything brings performance to the car, but the suspension is a vital one for Mercedes specifically. Lewis Hamilton has spoken about not feeling attached to the car this season, and part of that problem is believed to be that the car doesn't stick to the track very well. He and George Russell have been struggling for grip at times, and in Baku, Fernando Alonso was very quick to say over team radio that the Mercedes were going through their tyres very quickly. A lack of grip causes the tyres to slide while cornering. This raises the tyre temperatures, and the abrasion of the slide makes the rubber wear away quicker than it would normally. Mercedes' new front suspension was aimed at getting the front end of the floor at a better height. The new ground effect floors require a constant airflow to be effective. If you can couple that with a consistent level of ground clearance, you can create an incredible amount of downforce that won't fluctuate. This has been lacking for Mercedes since the new regulations came in. Using their new front suspension, they should be able to get a more consistent ground clearance, allowing them to create a more consistent level of downforce, helping the drivers connect better with the car and improving the cornering abilities of the W14. Mercedes' big Imola upgrade will be aimed at continuing the work the upgrade to their front suspension did. The upgrade has been in the pipeline for weeks, with the first piece unveiled in Baku as it was ready early. Yeah, the target is Imola, confirmed Wolff, when asked when the rest of the upgrade was due. We just need to manage everybody's expectation, because we're talking so much about that upgrade. We're not going to put it down on the track and then drive circles around Red Bull, but it's going to be a good baseline, I think. Mercedes would need to find the best part of a second a lap in race pace to be able to fight Red Bull in the races, but that would require an incredible amount of work in the factory. Wolff freely concedes that in the cost cap era, the team is more stuck than before with regards to what it would like to develop. If we were completely free, we would bring a different chassis, said Wolff. And so what we have to decide really carefully is what we want to upgrade. He then revealed what will be on the car in Imola. So we're bringing a new front suspension, and then the aero upgrade that comes with it and floor. If we were free, we would probably bring double the amount of upgrades, but so would the others. As it's a relative game, you just need to be clever in taking the right decisions that bring the optimum amount of performance. It might not be the brand new chassis that many fans wanted, but new front suspension and a new floor is still a massive change. Coupled with the aero changes that Toto revealed is coming, Mercedes could see a huge boost in performance in Imola. Despite the Italian track being known for requiring a low downforce setup, Mercedes upgrades will still be a huge help. Generating more downforce through the floor rather than the overbody aero means they'll be able to run a much lower drag rear wing, helping them out on the long straights of Imola. It is Red Bull's incredibly effective suspension and floor that has helped make them so dominant this season. If Mercedes can replicate Red Bull's success with their new upgrades, then they could be on the right path to challenge this season's frontrunner soon. The team have been working flat out over Formula One's April break to give Lewis Hamilton and George Russell a more balanced car with improved suspension, so hopefully it works. James Allison said at the end of April, "We're working as hard as we can in the wind tunnel to find more downforce. We'll be working as hard as we can in the drawing office to convert the things that the wind tunnel found a few weeks ago into performance that we deliver to the track." I cannot wait to see what the new aero upgrades are. Do you think it could be new side pods, bringing an end to the zero-pod Mercedes car that has been such a letdown to fans? Allison continued by saying, "We'll be working in the drawing office also to bring some mechanical parts to the car, some different suspension components that we think will help the underlying balance of the car and make it a more drivable thing." We'll know in just a few weeks if James Allison's first upgrades as technical director have done the job and made the W14 more drivable. The Imola race weekend is on the 19th to the 21st of May, but first we have the Miami Grand Prix to enjoy this weekend. I'm not the only one counting the days until a team can challenge Red Bull for a race win though. Lewis Hamilton has admitted he is counting the days until upgrades arrive that can put Mercedes more in the fight this season after finishing 6th at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Hamilton put in a good recovery drive, pulling back several places after dropping to 10th following an early safety car, but still finished more than 46 seconds behind winner Sergio Perez, who led teammate Max Verstappen home for a Red Bull 1-2. Although Hamilton was more positive than he has been since the start of 2022 following the race, and was proud of his team, he remained clear that his focus is firmly on the upgrades that are set to come following the Miami Grand Prix, in the hope they will bring Mercedes into the fight at the front. "I think we did get the most out of the car," Hamilton said. "There was great prep before coming here with a couple of days in the factory, plenty of sim running, and I'm very proud of the team. The mentality of the team is great. There's such a winning mindset and everyone is focused on progressing and getting to where we know we can get to." We can confirm that Hamilton has been back in the simulator this week as well, presumably testing out the new upgrade for Imola, as well as honing the setup for the Miami Grand Prix. Hamilton continued, "We knew already from early on that we would have quite a few races until this upgrade. It's just been counting the days and weeks down. We don't currently quite know how good the upgrade will be. We know it will be the start of something new for us. Miami should hopefully be better pace-wise than here. Last year we were bouncing there a lot, so I think we're in a much better place with our car this year. I hope we're a little bit closer to the guys there. We might not be as close to the Red Bulls because they're rapid, but if we can fight the Astons, that would be amazing." Miami wasn't a terrible race for Mercedes in 2022. They finished 5th and 6th, which was pretty good considering how the rest of the first half of the season went for the team. The track surface at Miami has been redone after complaints that the race organisers hadn't done a good enough job of making a racetrack. To be fair to them, it is literally a car park the rest of the year. Just getting it to look like a racetrack must be a monumental effort. Without the bouncing that Hamilton mentions, Mercedes should have a much more enjoyable weekend. Perhaps we could see them secure their second podium of the season. Getting ready for the race will be a huge effort for the teams, but that isn't stopping Toto Wolff getting excited to be back at the track. We're excited, therefore, to get to Miami and get back on track. We'll be using the few days in between to extract as many learnings as we can and put ourselves in the best possible position. It's a circuit that is a different beast compared to the last few races. There's a real mix of corners, with some high-speed sections, long straights, but also tight, twisty portions. So what do you think of Mercedes overhauling their entire suspension system? Is it going to be enough to get them in contention for race wins? Or perhaps just on the podium more regularly? Let us know your predictions in the comments down below, and until next time, drive safe and bye for now.